So this is a bit of a birthday trip. I've just been working every day for 5 months. I've just been locked in a cabin, finishing off Trout Love, the book, after 4 years, and then working and wandering trout, the book I started in Tasmania a couple of years ago now or so. And yeah, it's going to be my birthday. I want to be up in the mountains in a hut. But first we've got to just do a few river crossings, and then we've got a bit of a hike, probably 6 hours or something, all uphill after this. But here we go. There's Trig. I'm so happy she's out. We've not been out for ages. And yeah, here we go, Chigs. Come on, in you get. She's a bit hesitant. Now, the last time I was here, I fell in. Oh, there she is. Good girl. You ready? She can't wait. Oh, brilliant. Come on, girl. Who's a good girl? And now, she's so excited she's got a stick. Come on, girl. Stop. I wish I could run backwards like that. What are you doing? Come on. There's plenty of sticks further on. That's it. Dump it there. Come on. I'm sweating already. I've only gone 10 minutes. So unfit. The last time we were here, oh no, Jiggy. Here's a tip for you. The last time I was here, I wanted to have these shoes on because they drain really quickly and I knew a river crossing, but I had to wear my leather boots and they were bloody heavy once they got wet. But this time I've got these on. And the last time I didn't have these, well, I did have these. I've got 2 pairs of them, and I brought a pair with me that time, and when I went to put them on, I realised there were 2 lefts. So always check, you got a left and right if you've got more than 1 pair of shoes or boots. That's my top tip today. And it's just an excuse as well for a break, because I'm not too sure if you're allowed to swear on this, but I'm Trigger, on the other hand, is over there having a ball. A tip. This is all the water I've got left in my drinking bottle. Nice clean water, and I've passed a few creeks that have been flowing with clean water flowing into this river. But now I'm at the top end of this river, where I now have got to go up over the mountain, which I'm not really looking forward to. I've got to fill it up, and I've got to use this murky, silty water. Oh look, there's Trigger over there. Trigger! Come on, come! She's getting a bit wary of crossing these rivers. Come on, girl. Woo! Good girl. You made it. And what I wrote in the sand earlier on was true. I feel even worse now. Keeping it nice. But anyway, yeah. Mind you, the last time I was up here in the car park, I did meet a pig hunter. And they weren't very talkative when I met them at the car. They were just leaving. And I says, how did it go? He says, 5 went up, 4 came back. And I didn't understand it. But what it was is they lost a dog to a pig. And the one big guy, he wouldn't even talk. He was devastated. The other guy I was talking to, you could tell he'd been crying. And I think they just had a knife with them, so there's a high chance that they had to put their own dog down with a knife. I can't think how terrible that must be. Hey, Jigs. Hopefully that never happens to you. You've never seen a pig. Well, you've seen me frying bacon, but that's it. Okay, onwards and upwards. Bugger. Well, I can't believe there's pigs, signs of pigs still rooting up here. I'm up so high, I just passed fucking Jesus, I think. I'm definitely not on the way to hell, but it's stunning. I used to look at these hills and go, anyone who goes up there needs brain surgery. Maybe I do. But have a look there. Stunning. Look at that. Wow. There's where we came from. Way down there. Came up that valley. I've been in that valley a few times through the years, but never up here, like I say. And now I know why. But we're going to keep going up and round and see if we can find this a hut to stay in, which is maybe hours away. Not really too sure. Not looked at the map. I did look at it yesterday. I have a rough idea where it should be, but it's pretty steep ahead. Hey, chicks, come on. Oh, my wee belly's going to be shrunk. Well, it's already shrinking. Doing this. Woo! God's country. So we're about to take a bit of a detour to make things easier. Sounds crazy. We're about to go up higher. We're going along a ridge line. We haven't even seen any deer poo, but you know, the mountains are calling. It's pretty stunning, and this gives me inspiration as I'm walking along, and I'm thinking about the book I'm writing just now and bits and pieces of it and what I'm going to change. But it's things like this, you know, we're just getting to this ridge line here, and you just pop over and check that out. Is that not stunning? As soon as I stand up just there on that ridge, it's blowing really hard. A few times I thought Trigger was going to get blown off, but anyhow, that's pretty cool, eh? Bloody magic. What do you think, Trig? Are you having fun? Give us a paw. Good girl. So, we probably wouldn't have been able to cut up over this ridge even just probably 5 days ago, because it was all snow. Now a lot of it's melted, but still got to watch the old feet. Hey chicks, what are you doing showing off up ahead? So I'm realising time is flying, and I better sort of locate this hut, because the last thing I want to be doing is to be stuck up in the mountains trying to find somewhere to sleep. Well, there's always somewhere to sleep, but it'd be a damn sight warmer in a hut. Well, I hope so. It's meant to get down to -3, maybe more, especially up this height. That wind chill. What are you doing up there? Come back here. Look after the old man. Good girl. So, I've managed to find a... So what's happened is the snow's not melted up here going round the side of this mountain, and this bit's flat, but the steep bits is pretty icy, and I pretty much need crampons. So I've probably still maybe got an hour and a half to go to this hut. So I've been humming and hawing. Something's telling me I've got to pull out. So after humping all this gear up here and being so close, we're probably going to have to head back, because we don't have a tent. Because the pack was heavy enough. I have to come back up later in the year. Hey chicks. And yeah, so I'm going to start making our way back down the valley. There's another hut down the bottom, so we might stay in that, but that was not the plan. We were meant to be up here for a few days. Bugger, but you get that, and we better make the right decision rather than the wrong decision. Hey chicks. Okay, gonna love you and leave you. Well, it's pretty special up here, and to think I was pretty much in line with that corner there earlier, and I've had to come all the way down. Sun's about to dip. There's a beautiful full moon there as well. Never knew that was coming. Not too sure what we're up to. Probably one of the reasons is because I'm in absolutely agony humping that pack all the way back down these mountains with the weight of it, and the bottom of my spine is none too happy. But you sort of get that with age and when you've worn your body out. Oh Jesus. Okay, this has never happened to me before, but it's another good tip. So I've got a few dry bags with stuff in it in my pack, so I had to stop because it's getting late. Well, it's dark. It's about 9 o'clock and we're still not at this emergency hut. And I pulled out the dry bag, and I hadn't fastened any of them up because I've been in and out them all day and thought, it's not raining, it'll be right. So I pulled out the dry bag, and it wasn't the one I needed. I sat it beside the pack, and I got the one I needed. But the one I sat beside the pack went down a bit of a steep hill and not where I wanted to go. So I've had to come all the way down here and get it and pick up stuff as we've went. And that's it sitting down there with Trigger wondering what the hell's happening. So there you go, another tip. Well, there's a pair of socks over there as well. Yeah, always fasten the bags that are in your bag, or never take them out when you're at the top of a hill. Over and out. I can't wait to lie down. I've got to find this hut. Well, we made it. A bit of a mission, and I'm still out of breath. I just ditched the sleeping bag up there. Put some stuff over there. Where are you? Trig's is down there. Yep, this'll do us for tonight. And I might as well admit it, I'm going to have to go back up to where everything fell out the bag and tumbled down that steep bluff, because I think I've lost my down jacket. And it wasn't cheap. But that's what I get for being, I wasn't going to say a dummy, but that's what I get for learning. Yeah, learning. I'm not looking forward to going back up there to look for it, but I need to do it. And then, if I can't find it, that means I've left it in the car. And I will beat myself up. So I've just had to get up, take a few painkillers, and have an old man pee. I got my water bottle there, my book. Didn't get round to read my book last night. And the water bottle's solid nearly with ice. It's frozen. So it's pretty cold. Trigger's in the rucksack down there. I've got it all wrapped up in a little dog coat. So she's been tucked up in that rucksack all night. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought might happen. Socks are frozen solid. Okay. That's what goes on in a hut at the end of winter. So we went out in the dark this morning, find a nice spot to sit as the sun came up, and didn't see anything. Then we went to another spot and I sat, and then I saw something move in the distance. I don't care how far it is away. If that's all I see, I'm going to go and try and investigate, see what it is, see if I can get it. I wasn't too sure what it was, because I actually you never see many of them, and it was a pig. It was a big pig, as far as, I don't really know pigs, but it was a big pig. And it went through the undergrowth, and it just kept vanishing, disappearing. And then I was like, should we go and get it? And I was talking to my dog, as you do. And then this bloody chopper came whizzing up the valley, really low. Looks like a private one. And you know, game over for everything. So then, and as he flew over, I just couldn't help myself. I gave him the 2 fingers. I might even know him. Who knows? But, just one of them things. Pissed me off. But they didn't know. Then what happened? And then I went clambering back up to where my bag rolled down the hill. Bag with my clothes in. And I was looking for my down jacket. Couldn't find it. It was a mission. I didn't realise how steep it was. It was dark when I was there, and I'd never been that route before. And I was coming down there in a bit of desperation as it was getting later and later. And so, couldn't find it. So, the chances are, I didn't check my kit, and I've left it. So, yeah. Always check your kit. Lay it out on the ground beside your rucksack before you put it away. Put it into your rucksack pack for your trip. That's my tip. Yeah. And also I just learned, always fasten the bags inside your pack, which I normally do, and I didn't. I got lazy. And that would have saved a bit of a mission to get up there and go searching for it, and it's not there. My lost item was not lost. It's sitting in the car or in my house. You get that? Now, I don't really know what we're going to do. Because that chopper's probably blowing any animals out the valley. I got them hunkered down. Stay tuned. So, got back late last night after sneaking round the mountains, crossing those freezing cold rivers, and didn't so much as see a deer. And may have seen one deer print, that was it. So I'm in this private hut that somebody's let me stay to help me with my riding. There's no internet, I love it. So I've come out the hut. It's quite a big bit of land. So I've come out the hut this morning and been holding my phone up in the air to get a signal, because I wanted to check some words out that I'm using in my book. So I'm standing here, and Trigger's dropping a ball behind me, clonk, 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 and then she's sticking her head between my legs. And then she stops, and I'm so engrossed on the book, but something makes me look up, and I look up, and there's long grass here, and Trigger's bounding through this grass, and she's like a metre. She's only like 50 metres from me on a bit of a banking, and she's a metre behind this big red deer. Now, I haven't seen a deer for 6 months. Try my damnedest to see one. 6 months ago was the last time I seen one. I was at the roar. And anyway, she's behind it, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I just drop everything, and I run to the cabin, and I get my gun out, and then I go to run outside, and then I go, oh no, I need to get the bolt, and then I need to get some bullets, which I store in another spot. So I grab them, crank it up, I run out like Rambo, I go charging up the hill. I can't see Trigger, and I can't see the deer. Trigger eventually comes back, gets told off for chasing the deer, but hey, just goes to show, you just don't know. So, yeah. Fantastic. What a story. Bloody hell. I've been out like 5 times since Trigger chased that deer at camp, and we haven't seen even a hoof print. So we're back up in this ridge. I've just been panting and puffing like an idiot. And as I was coming up here, I was thinking, if I die, I think I want to come back as a helicopter. But look at this. Hello, we can't see a thing. It's absolutely stunning. A breeze blowing up there. Hopefully Trigger's little nose sense something. We're waiting for this mist to clear. Hopefully it does. And then we can peek down that valley and hopefully there's some tasty venison. But I doubt it very much because I think they've poisoned this area. Especially because we're not even seeing, the odd hoof print. Though it's pretty stunning, and it's always worth just coming out to see this. It's never the same. So if you're thinking about getting out there, I would suggest give it a try. It doesn't come to you. You got to go out there and get it. Whether it's hunting, fishing, tramping. But it's beautiful just being out there at the crack of dawn. Took us 2 hours. So this morning we've been writing. Well, I've been writing, not you, Trigger, eh? I've been since 5 o'clock. We got to 2 o'clock, and then it's time for a bit of exercise. And Trigger suggested, let's go up this mountain behind the hut. So 2.5 hours later, we're up on the ridgeline. With the plan to go along that ridgeline and then come down and get some tasty venison. But I think we're dreaming as per normal. And it's so windy, there's a big storm coming in. Just over this ridge, just behind me, 4 metres behind me. It is blowing its tits off. It's nearly blown me over a couple of times. So we did try and go up there, but nah, it's a bit dicey. Isn't it? Trigger's ears have been blowing up. Woo, looks pretty cool. So now we're going to go back down. And another tip, I've got a spare torch with me, which is great. But I forgot the other one, the main one. It's on charge. Always check. But always have a spare, just in case you're a wally like me. You'll never guess. I've actually spotted a deer. In fact, 2. But they are way over the other side of this valley, and if I could get to them and get them out, or get to them and maybe get one, that'd be great. But I'd probably never. It'd be a mission to get to it, and it'd be an absolute mission to get any of the meat out. So, there's no way. Even if I had one of them Bin Laden sniper rifles that that you can shoot 2 kilometers, I could probably get them from here, but I'd still never get them out. But it's exciting just seeing them. And this side of the hill, rather than the other side, this is like the Bahamas over here. It's still freezing, but it's like the Bahamas compared to Siberia over there. So we're going to continue and see if we can find one a bit closer. What do you reckon, Jigs? Hey? No licking. Stop it, you little shit. Okay, love you and leave you. What some of you might not know is a few years ago What some of you might not know is a few years ago I gave up guiding because I was losing feeling in my left leg. I was like half paralysed, sometimes having to crawl, and I try and keep fit nowadays. Every now and again my leg gives way, but I've got an emergency locator beacon, so always take a emergency locator beacon with you. And I thought today we weren't going to come up here. We saw those 2 deer the other day and we're tempted, so we're back up. And it's not as easy the second time either, but we will try. And I just stopped earlier, write some notes. I don't know how I started thinking about it. I went from thinking about the kookaburra scene that I'm writing to chimpanzees chasing monkeys in northeast Uganda. So I stopped, I scribbled that down. That's how it all happened. Jigsaw these books together. Anyway, Trigger's showing off. She's miles in front, so I better catch up. Over and out. So it's a little bit dicey underfoot. The sun's not thawed this out, so I don't know if we're going to get along the ridge that I'll hope for. Trigger's making things look easy. And I tell you what, in the last few weeks, on these trips I've been doing in between sitting in that hut for long periods writing and getting out here and getting fit, I've lost a bit of weight, and I'm worried because I realise it's going to cost me a fortune to put it all back on, and I'm a bit skint at the moment, but never mind. And another tip for you. You know when you're going up a steep hill when this happens to you. So another tip for you. I've just discovered that when you're going up something like this that's quite vertical and you get to a bit, how do you tell if it's too steep? If your nose touches it, and if that means it's too steep, so try and avoid that bit. Yeah, that's another great tip. Love you and leave you. Get out there, have some fun, be an idiot or be sensible, just get out there. So, don't know if you can see that, I'm just following some prints in the snow, doing a bit of tracking. Comes with experience, knowing which way the animal's going. This one's definitely going forward the same way I'm going, and I'm pretty sure. Let me have a better look. Yeah, I can see there. I'm pretty sure it's a Jack Russell, about 12 years old, called Trigger. So we just got to the top of this ridge, and thankfully at the moment it's not too windy for us to traverse along it. We want to go right along it to get to a hunting area and drop down into the spot. And Trigger there, she's enthralled of the view behind. It's absolutely stunning. You know, they say it's God's country, but it's a little bit more like Yeti country to me. But anyway, I had to swap hats, get something a bit warmer on. Stick a brook trout on my head. Okay, need to get my glove back on. Over and out. So we're going down a route we've never been down before, which is always exciting. Gets the old blood pumping. And so we saw one of them deer that we saw the other day, and we've come right round on top of it, and it's somewhere down below us. And from here I realised how steep it is. I was hoping we were going to sneak down and pull it off and spend 2 days getting the meat out if we got it. But it's a bit too dicey, a bit dangerous, as my mum would say. Dicey, I would say. So, yeah, Trigger is rolling around in the snow, not a care in the world, as the old man here has been hobbling around the edge here, worried if he goes over he's going to go tumbling all the way down. But then, it's one of them things. Okie doke. We've got to get round here. before we start losing the sun. Okay, gonna love you and leave you. I've had this sitting outside for years and inside. I've also boiled it, baked it in the oven, bleached it, and just recently hydrogen peroxide, and yeah, just try to dry it. I've managed to clean it up a bit, and I'm going to drill the inside out. As you can see, I've been drilling it out, and I'm going to drill that out, fill it with resin, I think, some sort of resin, put a nut in it, and then I'm going to screw it onto my gear stick shaft in the car, because I've got a manual, and then I'll have the most perfect gear stick knob, perfect redneck sort of gear stick knob. As you can see, it was a bit damaged at the top there, hence why it wasn't really working. It was paining me, but at least nothing's going to waste. And yeah, bit more work to it, but I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished eventually. There you go. And you'll probably read about this in Trout Love, bits and pieces like this, because it's all to do with fishing, believe it or not. All last night there was a huge storm, thunder and lightning all night. Trigger, who's just there, she was a bit scared all night, so much for a tough dog. So anyway, couldn't really sleep, and I've been sleeping in amongst all this work because I'm working on Wandering Trout, book number 5. And I'm at a chapter, funny enough, and it's about a storm, getting caught in a storm in the tent in Tasmania. And there's a storm going. Perfect scenario for me to be working on that chapter before the effects of the storm. But anyway, we've been trying to get these deer here. No chance, between writing. But the suns came out, and I'm thinking those deer might have got soaked last night. I only know of 2 deer in this full valley. And I'm thinking, if that sun comes out, I might be able to escape my work, sneak up there and see if we can fill the freezer and the fridge and our bellies with some venison. That's the plan, depending on the sun and the wind. Just thought I'd tell you that. So we snuck away early. It took us a couple of hours to get up here. It's pretty vertical, so we're huffing and puffing coming up. Well, I was. This one wasn't. And I was thinking, when I die, I think I'm going to come back as a helicopter. So I've been sitting up here for about half an hour, and been looking over the far valley, and we didn't see anything for a long time, and just recently I've just spotted a deer. It's not in the place we thought it was going to be, or hoped. I think it's the same deer we've seen before. It's the only deer in this full valley because they've poisoned it. More will come in from the neighbouring private farms, but in this public area they just poison everything. They've killed everything. But there is a deer. We have found one. It has taken us I don't know how many trips. I'm losing count. Yeah, it's in a bit of a... we just don't know what to do. The wind's swirling. We could go all the way down there, etc., and get busted if the wind blows up or round. So we've been out since 4 o'clock this morning in the pitch black. We haven't seen a deer, but that doesn't matter. We're having fun. We've found deer poo, so that's fantastic. So we're just got about another hour walk back. It's been absolutely pissing down, and an hour back to the car, and then I'm going to drive to play some staying, and then I'm going to write all day, and might try and go hunting in the evening because we need some meat. But at least here We're seeing some signs of some deer because the last few months where I've been working, they'd poisoned the full valley, and we basically never seen hardly anything. But we just kept going out to keep fit. So here's a good tip. Nice waterproof hat. Wished I'd thought of one of these years ago. They're brilliant. I hate having my hood up when I'm hunting or when I was guiding. I wish I'd known about these hats years ago. Waterproof gloves, can't beat them. Apart from, if you've got two pairs, make sure you take the newest pair that's waterproof, because this is the old pair I've got and my hands are frozen. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you. Back to you soon. Okay, just some of you know and some of you don't, and some of you are asking what's happening. So what's happened is we've chipped in some money, some people, about 10, 15 people. I put what I could in to help Man Mahan's daughter. Man Mahan, in case you don't know, or you do know, or you just want to know what's happening, he got killed by a rhino on a jungle walk. Put himself in front of a tourist and got crushed. They accidentally disturbed it. And he's a star in this book, for those of you that have read it. And what's happened is he's a bit of a legend now in the village. Sadly, because he's dead, but he was a legend before that because he's in this book. So I sent a bunch of these, and obviously one copy's going to his daughter, etc. So that's what's been happening over in Nepal. His daughter's getting looked after. It just shows you have some respect for some guides. Don't really bother about the guides in New Zealand because nothing really going to happen to them. But guides in other countries, there's so much can go wrong. It's so dangerous. And it's taken with a pinch of salt. You know, I joke about some things in here with a pinch of salt. But, you know, things happen. Things can happen. Anyway, that's what's happening. Love you and leave you. Well, it's the day after the big night, or the big early morning, and we've got back. We've got our venison out. We've got quite a lot of it, as you can see. Quite a bit of grass. And so we're going to butcher it. I've got this pot here. Woof. Guess who that's for? That's the scraps and the bones Trigger will get. And we got lucky yesterday as well. We managed to shoot a trophy trout. And I'll show you later how to gut it and prepare it for your evening meal. As you can see, just got it here, just above the shoulder in the boiler room. Yeah, clean kill, boom, dead. So I'll show you about how to cook this brown trout later. In the meantime, we're going to butcher this, prepare it, clean it, and then we're going to freeze most of it. We're not going to eat it all tonight, but we will be able to eat most of it pretty quickly because we love meat. Don't we, chicks? Check this out. It's been in for 4 hours. Venison jerky. Today, I'm going to show you how to cook the boerewurst snake that I caught, speared actually, in the grass the other day. And since then I've used it for bait, and they're very durable. So I'm going to show you how to cook it. I've still got it here in my basket. There we go. So we'll just take it out the basket. It's a little bit beaten up, but who cares? And then you don't want to like slice it down the middle and take the intestines out. You want to leave it as is. Place it in the pan like so, and then add whatever you want. There we go. Some mushrooms, onions, and some red pepper. And I'm going to fry that up each side for about 10 minutes. No more, no less. So there you have it. Get yourself out there, have some fun, and see if you can be successful and get yourself one of these bratwurst snakes. Very rare to find one in New Zealand. I think this one came in a banana ship from South Africa, obviously.